Welcome back to Front Page. After years of building its own internal speech stack to handle India's real-world conversations, NoBroker officially launched ConvoZen.AI in February 2025. What started as a small in-house tool called Zen has now grown into one of India's most ambitious conversational AI platforms, designed not just to transcribe conversations, but to understand, learn, and act on them in real time. This isn't just another add-on. It isn't another dashboard. It is ConvoZen.AI is actually a full-fledged vernacular-first conversational intelligence cloud built to reshape how businesses engage with their customers at scale. If traditional contact centers recorded conversations, ConvoZen wants to orchestrate them. This is actually a strategic signal of how India is building its own agentic AI infrastructure. In India, millions of customer conversations happen daily across sectors: banking, healthcare, real estate, retail, and more. But only a fraction are ever audited. That gap has consequences: hidden agent inefficiencies, missed upsale opportunities, compliance violations that surface too late, and perhaps the most damaging, the real voice of the customer getting lost in the noise. ConvoZen.AI was built to close this very gap, not just with speech recognition, but with end-to-end operational intelligence. This product wasn't born in Silicon Valley. It emerged from NoBroker's operational trenches, where thousands of multilingual calls flow through contact centers: Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, English, dialect switches, noisy audio, global solutions. Well, they all broke down. So Akhil Gupta and his team built their own stack: speech recognition models trained on India's real audio environment, NLP tuned for vernacular accuracy and code switching, QA pipelines that scaled without the need for manual audits. So, what began as an internal survival tool matured over 5 years into ConvoZen.AI, a commercial SaaS platform used well beyond NoBroker's own ecosystem. ConvoZen.AI leverages Azure, OpenAI, and Azure ML capabilities for core workloads, but its intelligence layer is distinctly Indian. The results are production grade, not pilot numbers: 90% automation of quality audits, 30% improvement in agent efficiency, 16-time increase in violation tracking. These outcomes are already visible in large-scale contact center operations where latency and accuracy make or break real-world deployment. Most tools stop at transcription. ConvoZen doesn't. It also does this: real-time transcription across Hindi, English, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, and more. Automated QA that drastically actually reduces manual audit time. AI-driven coaching while the conversation is still happening. Well, omni-channel coverage: voice, chat, WhatsApp in one intelligence layer. And crucially, agentic actions. So it doesn't just actually tell supervisors what happened, it triggers workflows. It actually goes ahead and escalates, routes, and resolves issues inside the contact center. The result, well, is a live operational brain, not a static analytics tool. Since its launch in early 2025, ConvoZen has gained rapid traction. It was named the #1 product of the day on Product Hunt. It recorded more than 190 trial requests in just 3 months. It has already expanded into BFSI, healthcare, education, travel, and e-commerce. We have actually seen that for years, India has been a consumer of imported contact center technology. ConvoZen marks a turning point from dependency to deep local AI infrastructure. Akhil Gupta, co-founder and CPTO at NoBroker, puts it very plainly. This is what he says: our journey with AI wasn't just about automation. It was about reimagining customer interaction. We built bespoke speech and NLP models that actually understand India. What global AI couldn't solve, we had to build ourselves. Now, those same models are powering businesses far beyond no broker. End quote. Well, that must be a proud moment for Akhil. For decades, India's contact centers relied on Western tools, trained on clean studio quality English audio. But they actually crumble in the chaos of real India, which is in English, in accents, in noisy networks. ConvoZen flips that script. It's actually vernacular native. It's built to handle Bharat scale complexity. It's agentic by design and it's enterprise ready with compliance guardrails baked in. This is actually India building technology for its own linguistic and operational reality. And joining us today on Front Page is Akhil Gupta, co founder and Chief Product and Technology Officer at NoBroker.com, India's first prop tech unicorn and the world's largest technology driven C2C real estate platform. Akhil is an IIT Bombay alumnus who started his career leading sales cloud development at Oracle, where he actually earned a patent for his innovations. Brilliantly done, Akhil, before actually going on to build one of India's most iconic consumer tech companies. So, well, when NoBroker was founded in 2014, Akhil personally wrote the early version of the platform's code. So, over the last 11 years, he has helped save over 22,500 crores, wow, in brokerage fees, transform actually how millions of Indians rent and buy homes, and position NoBroker as a global case study in real estate technology and AI led platform design. He's also the driving force behind ConvoZen.AI. NoBroker's in house conversational AI product that automates 90% of quality audits, improves agent efficiency by 30%, and enhances violation tracking by 16 times while supporting India's linguistic diversity through multilingual speech models. Today, Akhil joins us to break down how India can build vernacular first agentic AI platforms, why the voice of the customer is the next big AI frontier, and how startups like NoBroker are shaping the future of intelligent customer engagement. Now, before, of course, I get into a conversation with Akhil, I have to hear him perfectly well because, my God, the man has been a technological genius. Akhil, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Wonderful. Welcome to Front Page, Akhil.
Thanks, Amit. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
All right. So, Akhil, first and foremost, a big congratulations.
Thank
Can you
you.
hear me? Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yes,
good.
I can. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. I can sense the smile in your voice. So, the founding inflection point, Akhil, No Broker was built on a bold idea, removing middlemen from India's real estate market. And I'm sure millions of customers thank you every day for that. But what actually stands out is how early you bet on AI, Akhil, not as a layer, but as the foundation of your product thinking. At what point did you realize that conversational intelligence could go beyond being a support tool and become a strategic growth lever for no broker?
See, as you rightly mentioned, so when we started NoBroker, I'll just take a minute to maybe just recap on what we are doing and how technology plays an extremely important role in the journey of NoBroker.
Please
So
do.
when we
Wonderful.
when we when we thought of starting NoBroker, so it came. The idea came back from our early days in IIT. So when I entered IIT in 2000, that time internet was just booming and there were new kind of websites which were coming up, which were removing intermediaries. So during my journey at IIT from 2000 to 2005, I could see Book My Show coming up, I could see IRCTC coming up, and they solved a big pain. Like IRCTC was helping you book the train tickets without you going to the railway
Hmm.
station. Book My Show was able to give you movie tickets without you standing in the queue outside the theater. And in fact, you could choose the seats also what you want. So That left some impression in my mind when I was in IIT. And boom, to 2010, 11, when Saurabh pitched this idea to me, and he said, "Okay, why not we build a marketplace where we disintermediate the broker, because the amount of money what they are charging is atrociously high for the value what they are adding." And we said, "Okay, yeah, let's do that." And but what we'll do is that we will make this a technology first platform. We
Hmm.
will do everything, which if a very good broker exists who doesn't charge you much, who gives you right recommendations, who will always work for the benefit of you. If a person exists like that, how will that person can be replicated using technology? And
Hmm.
from day zero, we said, okay, and we will just have one office that will be in Bangalore, from where we will solve the problem using technology. And because we had this technology first approach, plus the name, which was no broker, which
Yeah.
means that we could never work with no broker. So there has been a lot of platforms who tried doing this, but eventually they ended up working with brokers, thinking that they need a way to get the supply easily. So we had to innovate. We had absolutely no choice but to innovate. We had to grow that. So the first thing what we did was, how do we make life easier for our owners, correct? Because owners, I'm talking about 2014, 15, correct? Typical age of a owner in India is around 45 years, correct? Or the person who is renting their house, it will be second house. So second house will be 50 plus kind of a year. For a 50-year-old person in 2015 to open a website or download the broker app, list the property, upload the photographs, it's no go. They'll say, "Yeah, boss, Mira, I have a broker. He is doing a job for me. I'll just give it to them. He has a shop across the street."
Hmm.
So we said, let's change it. So we reached out to the people, the medium which they liked the most. So WhatsApp was one thing which everybody was using. Facebook was one thing which everybody was using. We reached out to people there. We said, okay, I will call you and I will list the property for you. So we had a few people who were calling these guys once they had an interest in listing the property. And we were telling them, okay, we are dropping you a message on WhatsApp. You just reply to this message with the photographs of your property. And that is how the journey started. And when we started getting thousands and thousands of photographs on daily basis, it was humanly impossible to put a team who is looking into every single photograph, because when our dads and our uncles they send the photographs from the gallery, they select all kind of pictures, correct? It will have a good morning message also, or it will have a happy birthday message also.
Correct.
And you don't want those pictures to come out on no broker. So at no broker, if you have used, you would have never seen a picture on a property which is not relevant to the picture.
Hmm.
So that was the first time when we started building something which you call AI. At that
Hmm.
point of time, it was data science, machine learning models, what we were building. We said,
Hmm.
okay, why can't we automate it? So we started reading the feed from the WhatsApp which we were getting, looking into the pictures. Then we started doing object identification on the images so that we could check whether this picture is really of a property. And at the same time, we started tagging the property. Okay, this is a dining room
Hmm.
property, this is a drawing room property, kitchen property. We were also able to enhance the pictures a bit. If light was there in the front, we could choose the best picture which should go as a profile pic of that particular property. So that was the first thing, and that gave us the scale. And then we realized that with technology, you can do in amount of work with very few people, because that's the beauty of of the technology. So I think that was the first instance of or a hint of AI with which no broker journey started. And with that success, we realized that everything and anything which is happening at no broker, it can be automated, should be automated, and we should always leverage technology to do things
Hmm.
faster. So why should a property which has been listed on no broker platform take 12 hours or 14 hours to go live, which is what incumbents were doing, that you list your
Hmm.
property, after 12 hours your property will be seen on the portal. We said it will go live in 2 minutes, and that started happening.
Nice, very aspirational and inspirational, Akhil. Uh, but of course, this brings me to this thought while you were giving us this beautiful journey that No Broker has had. How did those early technical choices shape the platform's ability to handle scale, complexity, and customer experience the way it does today? So basically, from internal tool to a SaaS platform.
See, so one thing, as I mentioned, that our DNA, we said it a technology first company. And there was a term which has always been there that data is a new oil. And in 2012,
Yeah.
14, 15, it was the term which was going here everywhere. That data is the new oil, data is the new oil. And we said, okay, yeah, we will keep track of every single data. So
Hmm.
it started from the fingerprinting of the user who is using the device, at the device they are using, how they are using, what is the click stream of the user, to what exactly people want, to all the conversations which were happening. So we
Hmm.
even have the conversation which started happening in 2015 in our call center. We have not lost any single conversation. And all
Hmm.
these conversations over the year, they worked as a founding stone for us to create our models, to create our SLM models, to train our models for conversation AI platform ConvoZen, what we have built.
So it was an internal tool, basically, Akhil. And the fact that it was born out of a very real operational challenge inside NoBroker, managing thousands of multilingual conversations daily. So, what was that turning point when you realized that this technology could stand on its own as a SaaS product? What did you have to actually reimagine technically, operationally, and commercially to actually make the leap from an internal tool to something that actually powers enterprises across sectors, Akhil?
So I think from the architecture point of view, one of the few very good things what we have done at NoBroker is that everything has been built uh, from scratch to with an extent that it has to be productized. Productized
Hmm.
maybe internally, because at NoBroker when we started, we were just a rental platform. Then we started doing buy sell. Then we started home services, packers and movers, cleaning, interiors. Then NoBroker Road as a platform, which is a society management platform, came in.
Hmm.
And for all these technology platforms, or for all these services, what we're building, if you see the base stack, it was always same. So we were always thinking that how will we build technology which can be leveraged to create new products, which can be leveraged to create new
Hmm.
businesses. And in that pursuit, uh, around 2016-17, when we started growing, we were out of PMF, we raised our Series B, and when we were growing big, we could see the speed at which the platform was growing. One thing which always bugged me was that we have a call center. Right now,
Hmm.
we are just in two, three cities. As we grow, we go to six, eight, 10 cities, and maybe if we go outside India, we will have to keep growing these people. And
Hmm.
what happens in the initial days when we just had 100, 200, 300 people in our call center, we could train them well. And
Hmm.
these people were like, they believed in the vision. They were there with us from the start of the journey. So the SOPs were clear. We were building the SOPs as we were growing. They were learning. But there is a churn which always happens in a
Yeah.
contact center, which is a it's like a heuristic across the globe. And with
Hmm.
that, what happens then? You create, you are always hiring, you are always
Hmm.
training people. You are assuming that every single human is grasping what you are training
Yeah.
100%, and they are able to implement it 100%. So that is when we started looking into it, and we realized that if we have to maintain the SOP of NoBroker, we have to give the
Hmm.
top-notch service of a very best agent if it exists. We will have to ensure that all these people are working with the same SOP. And that's when we looked around. We said, okay, why not? Because that time it was primarily calls. Why not transcribe these calls? Because when we are
Hmm.
doing auditing, to listen to a call which is 5 minutes long, you
Hmm.
can just do 1.25x speed or 1.5x speed.
Hmm.
Still, you need 3.5 minutes to listen to that particular call. And when we are doing thousands of calls on daily basis, it was not possible to audit
Hmm.
everything. So typically, we ran into that challenge where that you do 2 5% percent of the call audit, try to understand what your customer needs, and it is not a product which existed in the market. Correct. Even we were learning. our customers were learning,
Yeah.
our customers were looking for, okay, ये ऐसे नहीं होता, this is not how it should be done,
Mm,
you should be doing it in this particular way. So there was immense amount of learning which was there in these conversations. So we said, why not transcribe it?
mm,
And when we looked around to transcribe the telephony conversation, which typically had a lot of noise, we looked into incumbents like Google, like, Amazon, Microsoft, all those guys. First, transcription was not proper.
mm.
Second, the cost of transcription was very high. It was like coming up to 1.5, ₹2 per minute at that point of
Wow.
time, and that was not even the cost of the telephony what we had. So
Mm,
that's when we said it will not work out, and we'll have to build something of our own. And that is when we started building on our own models. So around 2016 and 17, we started building it after some 18, 20 months of hard work. We were able to crack the multilingual transcription of conversation, which was working in English, Hindi, Tamil,
mm,
Telugu, Marathi, Kannada. And that time it was not called models. That
mm,
time it was not called AI. It was a simple
mm,
model which we had built,
mm,
which was giving us this output. And when we started reading those conversations, we could increase our audits by 4 or 5 times. We could find
mm,
where exactly agent is going wrong.
mm,
Uh, how should these problems should be tackled? We were able to give better feedback to our agents. And that is when we realized, okay, we could improve the quality of our service drastically by just monitoring. And that
mm,
is when we brought in, why not do the audit of all the calls, what is happening? And if we can do the audit of call in near real time. And if I can tell the feedback to my agent who is talking or to his or her manager that these are the things where Akhil is extremely good, these are the things where Akhil needs coaching. And if that coaching can automatically come from AI, so we built a platform for that. We built an AI
mm,
platform where the audit was happening of 100% of the calls. We were able to score the calls. We were able to score the agents. We were able to help agents tell, okay, these are the things where you lack, these are the things where you need to improve, and here is the AI coaching module. Just go
mm,
listen to these calls, and AI will automatically track how exactly you improved. When we did that, it was like a
mm.
magic. And
Yes.
we could then we started doing real time streaming of the conversations which were happening in between our customers. And we could assist our agent. Okay,
Mm,
you are selling a plan, you are talking about a plan, you have not spoken about the refund policies of the plan, you have not spoken about what exactly has been covered in this particular plan. So instead of calling back the customer and telling that these are the things
mm,
which I missed telling you in the
mm,
during the sale process, it pops up in the front of the customer, in the front of the agent, that these are the things which you need to cover. So that improved the quality of the conversation, and it reduced the number of conversations which was needed with the customer.
So basically, again, Akhil, fabulous in terms of the fact that to essentially work on the efficiency, to work on the fact that you wanted to scale, to look at costs. So everything just came together. And because of that, the wonderful platform was born. So, which brings me to this, the vernacular advantage that you had mentioned. Global AI models are actually still learning how to handle English, dialect variations, and well, to be honest, very messy, noisy audio. Things that are very normal in India.
Yeah.
ConvoZen has actually been trained on these exact complexities that you just very recently mentioned. How do you see India's linguistic diversity, Akhil, becoming actually a strategic moat in building world class conversational AI? And what kind of a data and model strategy does it take to build something truly vernacular instead of adapting global models for India use cases? I mean, you've been doing it for so long, so rich experience, Akhil. Would love for you to shed light on that.
See, if you see the number of languages what we speak in India,
Hmm.
forget about we have like tens of hundreds of languages. Even if you talk about on daily basis what majority speak, we have 15, 20 languages, at least 15 languages which are spoken,
Yeah, yeah,
or 12 languages. And
yeah.
every language has a different dialect. The way English is spoken by me, the English is spoken by you, uh, the same word is spoken in so many different ways that it has been extremely tough for Western companies to create. the transcription models or the conversations models around that particular thing. So that's where the data plays an extremely important role. Why
Hmm.
we have been able to build what we have built at ConvoZen is because of the data access what we had with the tens of years of data what we were able to collect across India in Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi,
Hmm.
Malayalam at NoBroker. So data
Hmm.
plays an extremely important role, and what we were able to crack on top of it has enabled us to create a platform so amazing
Hmm.
that I'll just pick a use case example
Always
right now.
helps, Akhil. Always
Yeah,
helps.
what happens? So when a tenant and a owner or buyer or seller, when they are speaking, they connect on NoBroker. They are typically patched on a phone number,
Hmm.
which we get to hear. And the whole idea is because we want to prevent the frauds. We don't want people to
True.
have the wrong experience.
Hmm.
And when we did AI on top of it, we realize that there's so much of valuable conversation which is happening. Akhil speaking to an owner, and owner said, "Yeah, Akhil, today morning only I have given that particular flat on rent because there
Hmm.
was somebody else from NoBroker who reached out. I'm yet to remove this listing from NoBroker. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow." And
Hmm.
by that time, maybe there are four more Akhils who are looking for that particular property. So now what happens? This
Hmm.
conversation can happen in English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, any language.
True.
And the way ConvoZen platform has been built, where it's language agnostic, you just create, or you just say that if you find owner says that this property has been rented out, just trigger a message to me, which is via webhook. It goes to the NoBroker CRM platform, and that property is
Hmm.
removed from the platform, and it is informed to everybody else who showed
Hmm.
interest in that particular property that this property is no longer available.
Hmm.
So it improves the customer experience by multiple notches. Just imagine, correct?
Clearly.
You wanted to take look into that particular property, which is not available now. Instead
True.
of you going talking to the customer owner and owner saying it's not available, no broker itself tells you, okay, this
Hmm.
property is no longer available, but here are three more properties which you may be interested in, and please ensure that you connect with the owner quickly because these may
Hmm.
also rent fast.
Hmm.
So those are the experience which we are able to build now, which are language agnostic.
Wonderful. So essentially, data is at the heart of it all, Akhil, as you had just put it across. Uh, we've actually reached a point, Akhil, where contact centers are no longer just places where tickets get well resolved. They're actually becoming real time decision engines powered by agentic AI that listens, interprets, and acts, as you just mentioned. How do you define an agentic contact center in practical terms? And what are the most meaningful shifts you yourself have seen when conversations don't just get analyzed but actually drive automated actions like, well, let's say routing, compliance, or next best responses in real time?
So, yeah, so I gave you example about
Yeah,
how the edit audit platform at NoBroker
correct.
ConvoZen works, but now what we are doing at ConvoZen is
Hmm.
that we have the complete agents which can be built. And when I say agents, these are I don't like agentic AI, but I'll say these are humanoids who are
Okay.
like human, who can work 24 by 7,
Hmm.
who have no emotion. Like, I had a fight with my wife, so I am not going to serve to this particular customer. I don't like the voice of this customer. So they are away from all kind of biases, which can be because of color, race,
Sure.
voice, whatever it is. And they work diligently to the SOP at which they are trained. So now
Hmm.
let me just take an example. Agentic bots, what are the humanoids, what we are deploying at NoBroker. So now you
Hmm.
can at NoBroker and our other customers also.
Hmm.
There is a humanoid which can talk to you as we are talking. It will talk to you in the language of your choice. As you switch the language, it will switch the language also. So I
Sure.
no longer need human who knows multiple languages. I can talk to
Hmm.
you in English. मैं हिंदी में भी switch कर सकता हूँ, and I can switch in Marathi and whatever language you like.
Hmm.
And if you say, okay, send this picture or send this property to me in WhatsApp, near real time at the same time, I will start a span of a conversation on WhatsApp where I'm sending you the properties. You are liking the properties. You are saying, I like this, I don't like it. So the conversation can switch on a WhatsApp for a while. It can come back onto the conversation. It can go back on email. So it works on all the mediums, and it works at a time when the
Hmm.
customer wants to have. So you and me are busy. I don't want you. I don't want no broker to call or any other business to call me at 2 p.m.
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
that's the most prominent time where people pick up the call because they are eating the food. I
Hmm.
want them to call me at 10:30 because that is when I'm free. I'm okay to take a call at that particular time. So that agent or that humanoid will call you at 10:30 p.m. in the night, and he will do the work for you. So recently I got to see a conversation at NoBroker where agent was setting up a visit for
Hmm.
property visit for a customer where customer was looking for a property on rental. It is a 16 and a half minute long conversation. It is
Wow.
happening in Hindi and English. That our agent or our humanoid, it's a girl who is speaking in Hindi dialect, which is used in North, typically
Nice.
because that conversation is happening in Gurgaon, Sector 40 kind of a area.
Hmm.
She is speaking English the way people speak in North, the dialect which is there. 16 and a half minute. Total 9 property visits have been scheduled. It would have taken so much of time for that particular person to do it, and it's like fabulous. I checked with a lot of people in industry at Google and Microsoft also that what do you think? What can be the longest conversation with the
Hmm.
AI bot? And typically, if we don't talk about the business conversation, all kind of random conversations and the companion bots which are there, they can talk for hours. People because they are interested. I spoke about business conversation, and people said they've just about heard about 2 3 minutes of conversation. We have multiple
Wow.
instances where these conversations are happening for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 16 minutes,
Nice.
where work is being done by these humanoids.
What is the longest random conversation? Just it piqued my interest. That you've
I have got 16 and a half minutes. So as
business
we speak,
conversation.
business conversation. So as we speak, we have around 30 plus customers who are live on ConvoZen platform. We
Uh,
do close to a million calls daily basis. Almost 22% of no broker calls are completely on humanoids, AI agents now.
awesome. Awesome, Akhil. That is quite remarkable. What the stats that you said, the numbers that you shared, and of course the comparison that you've spoken with Google, you've spoken with Meta, you've spoken with all these people, and well, you're going ahead and breaking the glass ceiling. India actually runs, Akhil, some of the largest contact center operations in the world across industries and languages. You've built ConvoZen on top of Indic first language models and Azure OpenAI infrastructure. Do you believe India can create a sovereign conversational AI stack that's competitive globally? Well, clearly, with that stat, I do believe yes. And what kind of an ecosystem, and this is where it's important for you to maybe weigh in on this, in terms of policy, startups, talent, and infrastructure, Akhil, that we need to come together to make that a reality.
See, if you see the innovation, see, there are
Hmm.
two parts to AI, which I fundamentally believe. There is, so if you, I'll take an analogy from cloud, correct?
Hmm.
If you go back 15, 20 years, everything, every application, I've worked in Oracle for almost 7, 8 years, correct?
Yeah.
We just used to talk about servers. Oracle acquired a company called Sun Microsystem because they wanted to sell servers along with applications, correct? And then there was a transition to cloud. GCP came in, AWS came in, Azure came in. And what cloud has become? Cloud has become a building block. Right? Cloud has
Hmm.
enabled faster application development, quicker business problem solution using innovation, which is happening. I believe these large AI companies like OpenAI, what OpenAI is doing, what Gemini is doing, what Azure is doing, for that matter, whoever, Perplexity, they
Hmm.
are creating a foundation model. They are creating the base. They are not solving the problem, right? You'll have
Okay.
to build a AI application layer on top of it. You'll
Hmm.
have to optimize that application layer. You'll have to bring in efficiency. You'll have to bring in time efficiency, cost efficiency, latency efficiency on that particular thing so that businesses can get value out of it. See,
Hmm.
one is building POC. One is like you take OpenAI, or
Hmm.
you'll see a lot of such POCs on LinkedIn that Hi, I'm talking this, that, and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Building a POC and taking something to productions are totally different ballgame, right? I can build a small
Agreed.
POC where my bot is working, but if you take it to production and if it is not working for your customer and customer is losing the business because your bot is not working, they'll
Mm.
simply kick you out.
Yep.
And like nobody will put their business on something which looks fancy but doesn't work. So
Mm.
it should work. It should be cost efficient. I should be getting value out of it. Then
True.
only AI will work. And that is what we Indians are extremely good at. That is what platforms like ConvoZen is doing.
Mm.
We will definitely lead, and we are leading the innovation, at least on the AI application side, and building the layer on the foundation model so that we can build real, genuine use cases which are solving the problems. And contact center transformation is one of the biggest industry. Contact
Mm.
center is one of the biggest industry which was waiting for the transformation. So we are working with a lot of contact centers in India and outside India also. We have a very big client in Dubai also, and
Mm-hmm.
these guys are seeing the transformation. So if you talk about the BPOs, which were just doing the body shopping and the outsourcing,
Sure.
they are seeing the impact. They want to embrace AI so that they can improve the efficiency for the customers, because right now everybody wants to bring AI. Even if they
Mm.
don't understand, they want to bring in AI in their business because it's a hot buzzword. And we have seen efficiencies, we have seen how using, but so Convozen is one conversation AI platform. There are so many use cases on marketing and many other places where
Mm.
you can cut short the time of doing your work drastically. You can improve the efficiency and you can improve the quality of the work that you're doing. So yeah, India will lead it for sure, and we are doing it. So you see in last 6 9 months at
Yep.
what rapid pace things have changed. January this year or February this year, we thought that let's start working on voice AI, and we have like 30 customers who are using it, doing
Mm.
close to a million calls on daily basis, which are running on the bots now.
Oh, well done on that, Akhil. Of course, brings me to something, well, a little different from the conversation till now, what we've had, which is, of course, the IPO and the long term strategic direction, Akhil, which I want to ask you. No Broker is one of the few scaled consumer tech platforms in India with a very strong business model, deep technology backbone, as we already know, and enterprise SaaS layer. So the point is, there's growing buzz around an eventual IPO. How are you thinking about that trajectory, not just as a financial event, but as a way to shape the company's next chapter? Point is, what would need to be in place, Akhil, in product, governance, and ecosystem positioning for that move to materialize?
I think from the governance point of view, we have a very, very strong governance internally built in long back. It's not
Okay.
like we would have done it 2 3 years back. So we have a CFO for the longest time. When the companies don't even hire a CFO, we had a CFO from that
Hmm.
particular time. IPO is an eventuality. It has to happen. It has to happen as a right time so that, and it's our responsibility because
Hmm.
we have taken money from global investors. We need to give them exit. So IPO is one of the way by which these exits happen. We are just
Sure.
waiting for the right time. We are marching ahead towards our IPO plans very strongly, and it should happen sometime in next couple of years for sure.
Wonderful. Anything that would be that perfect point, Akhil, for you, like you're saying that you're waiting for the right time? Anything that would say, all right, this clicks, now we go for it?
No, so I think in terms of the business model, everything has clicked. We have multiple revenue lines. We are just waiting for more operational profitability in
Okay.
terms of at the overall business level. So after that, because markets don't like loss-making companies, something which we have realized. So we are we, so we'll go strong in the market so that whenever we ring the bell, people love it.
Oh, yes, you'll be for sure bang the door down. I believe that. The future roadmap, Akhil, you've built ConvoZen on top of Indic first language models and scaled it beyond NoBroker. Congratulations. As
Thank you.
conversational AI moves closer to becoming a mission critical infrastructure layer, as we were just talking about, what does your, let's say, 3 to 5 year roadmap look like, Akhil? Do you see ConvoZen evolving into a global SaaS platform, a sovereign conversational AI layer for India, or something even bigger? And what capabilities will define that next leap?
See, when we started NoBroker, uh, we didn't know that it will be so big. We knew that it can be big, but what we thought, okay, let's take a problem at once, keep solving it. Start with rent, sale, then services, then no brokerhood, and during that journey, we realized that ConvoZen is something which has an immense potential. AI is leading the growth, is leading the change across the globe. Conversation AI is something with which people can really see the benefit. They can see the ROIs. Contact center transformation, as you rightly said, is due,
Hmm.
which will happen now. ConvoZen is really doing that particular part. So I don't see a reason why ConvoZen cannot be a global big platform, a very big SaaS company in the future. So, but yeah, we are working towards it. Time will tell where exactly we are after 3 or 5 years.
That's nice. That's definitely nice to hear. It's encouraging the fact that the positive energy which has driven No Broker till this point, as history states it very clearly through our conversation, Akhil, it only looks bigger and better. And we are wishing you all of the luck. And of course, I have to say this to you before I let you go. I wish you and your team all the best. And the fact that our this convo was definitely Zen.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Lovely talking to you and really appreciate. I think I love when the person on the other side has very deep knowledge of the subject what we're talking about. So
That's
typically,
very
very
kind of you.
rarely I get to do interviews which are deep, technical, and fascinating. So thanks for having me. Lovely
We
having being here.
we really appreciate it, and I have to say this, Akhil. We work as a team at Front Page, and our research is brilliant.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
All
Okay.
right, wishing you all the best.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. Bye.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we just had that conversation and a very enthralling one with Akhil, which was, of course, punctuated with a lot of positivity, a lot of learnings, and, of course, a future which looks very, very bright. ConvoZen.AI represents India's entry into the global agentic AI stack, built for Bharat, but ready for the world. And if it can actually sustain what it has shown so far, 90% automation, vernacular intelligence at scale, and real time orchestration, India's contact centers won't just be cheaper, they'll be smaller, faster, and sovereign.